Donald Trump's at it again. He just completed a speech in Virginia. Here's some highlights of him again trying to go after the African American vote, but at the same time, he's speaking in front of a rally full of white people. You know, very few, if any, black people at the rally.
He made another aggressive play there tonight for a key voting bloc that he has been struggling with in an extraordinary way. African Americans, listen.
Finally today, I'd like to address an issue of great and very deep personal importance to me. In recent days, across this country, I've asked the African American community to honor me with their vote. I fully recognize the outreach to the African American community is in an area where the Republican Party must do better, and it will do better. The GOP is the party of Abraham Lincoln. And I want our party to be the home of the African American voter once again.
Let's go straight to our CNN White House producer, Kristen Holmes. You were at the site of the rally. The people have cleared out, but look, what a message. I mean, that is certainly what stood out to me in his 40-minute plus address tonight. What was a moment where he said, we as a party have to do better with you African American voters. Did it resonate?
Well, I gotta tell you, Poppy, this was the most impassioned plea for African American voters that I have heard since I started covering Donald Trump. Now, I thought one of the most interesting things he said, he of course touched on what you just said, asking for the honor to have African Americans vote for him. But another interesting thing he talked about was immigration policy and how it affected both African Americans and Hispanics. As you know, several Hispanics have felt alienated by Trump's policies on immigration. One of his most popular policies, one of the things we hear chanted here at these rallies over and over again, is the building of the wall. So one of the things he said tonight, in addition to that, was he said that immigration, open borders, is really a huge problem for Hispanics and African Americans, the biggest problem for them in getting jobs. That those immigrants coming across open borders, those are taking jobs away from Hispanics and African Americans. So this, is, of course, is all part of his enormous outreach that we've seen this week. Again, this is the third time we've heard him ask for African American voters to come to him. And we know he met today with a council that is supporting him that were Hispanic. So, this is all part of that, and I think that we'll see more of it moving forward.
Again, also, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but this audience, mainly white, that he was making this appeal in front of, correct?
It is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the last two times we've seen it as a mainly white audience, yes.
And by the way, Trump supporters will say that doesn't matter, it's broadcast nationally, and therefore it doesn't matter what the audience is that he's making the play in front of. All right, so there was this other interesting moment.
All right, so, that's what white people would say, but black people are saying that he needs to get his face in front of the African American community directly. And anything short of that, as far as most of us are concerned, is just him sprouting out, rhetoric. I'd call it something else, but I'm trying to slightly at least clean up my act.
Even as a Clinton supporter, didn't the moment strike you when he said, he admitted, it was sort of this moment of contrition, he admitted and he said, we as a party have a problem with African American voters. I know we have to do better. He said, will African American voters please honor me with your vote?
Yeah, look, I believe that it is a crime that the Republican Party has so abandoned people of color and the diversity and inclusion message. I do think it's ironic that the entire Democratic convention, which was the most inclusive and diverse convention we've ever seen, Donald Trump mocked Hillary for that very thing. And then he goes into an audience and says, we care about inclusion, we care about reaching out. I just don't think it's going to be very credible. You should go on Black Twitter today and see how people of color are reacting to his speech. Having said that, should Republicans be making policy proposals and thinking about how to help people of color? Of course they should be. And, it'll remain to be seen whether this is successful. I don't think it will be.
Another moment that stood out to me was when Donald Trump talked about the Second Amendment.
All right, so that pretty much sums up their comments regarding Trump going out there again. And I mean, I think it's lip service. You know, your opinion is up to you.